From the moment early humans stepped onto the vast lands of North America, survival depended on a single truth. A home was never just a place to sleep. It was protection, identity, culture, and the difference between life and death. Across thousands of years, native peoples shaped their shelters not only from wood, earth, and hide, but from knowledge of climate, geography, and the rhythm of nature itself. This is the story of how these shelters evolved, adapting with the land, the seasons, and the people who called this continent home. Long before cities rose and highways stretched across the land, the first communities learned to read the continent like a map of opportunity. In forested regions, tribes carved homes from bark and timber. In the plains, where trees were scarce but buffalo roamed in endless herds, homes came from the hides of those very animals. In the frozen north, the Inuit turned snow, nature's coldest enemy, into its greatest shield. Every shelter was a masterpiece of engineering, sculpted by necessity, perfected through generations, and designed with a single purpose: to survive. Our journey begins with the wigwam, one of the earliest and most widespread shelters. A frame of bent wooden poles curved into a dome, covered with layers of bark or woven mats. Simple, yes, but never primitive. The round shape trapped heat during winter and stayed cool in the summer. The frame could last for years, while the outer covering could be replaced seasonally. This home wasn't just a structure. It was a conversation between the people and the forest, each supporting the other. Travel further into history, and you discover pit houses, half underground, half above the earth. These homes were built in regions where winter cold bit harder than teeth. By going downward, people used the earth itself as insulation. Thick roofs made of logs, brush, and packed soil sealed in warmth, creating a space that stayed stable, even when the world outside turned icy. Life continued inside. Cooking, storytelling, and the soft glow of firelight reflecting off earthen walls. As communities grew and seasons shifted, another shelter emerged: the Earth Lodge. Massive, circular, and powerful, these structures could house families, ceremonies, and entire gatherings. Thick layers of sod and soil covered the roof, making them strong enough to withstand fierce winds and heavy snowfall. Inside, wooden beams held everything in place, proof of advanced knowledge in architecture long before modern tools existed. These were homes of permanence, stability, and deep community life. Then came the most iconic structure of the Great Plains: the teepee. Lightweight, portable, and brilliant in design, the teepee reflected the lifestyle of tribes who followed the buffalo. Its conical shape stabilized it against storms, while the smoke flap system acted like an ancient air conditioning and heating control. A family could assemble or disassemble a teepee in under an hour. It wasn't just a home, it was freedom, mobility, survival, and culture woven into poles and hides. Move north, far north, and the landscape turns white, cold, and unforgiving. Here lived the Inuit, and here the igloo became a symbol of human genius. Carved from snow blocks that trapped air and created natural insulation, an igloo could turn freezing winds into warmth. Its spiraled shape distributed weight evenly, resisting collapse, while a small entrance tunnel kept heat from escaping. Against all odds, the coldest environment became livable because people understood how to work with nature, not against it. But shelter continued to evolve. In the Southwest, the Pueblo people built multi-story homes from adobe, sun-baked clay bricks. These structures resisted heat during the day and released warmth at night. Thick walls, shared courtyards, and rooftop living areas created some of the earliest forms of urban architecture on the continent. What they built wasn't just a home. It was a city long before the word city existed. Farther northwest, longhouses stretched like giant wooden ships across the land. Housing dozens of people, these communal homes represented unity. Thick planks of cedar-shielded families from rain, cold, and storms. Inside, stories, songs, and cultural traditions flowed from generation to generation, carried by the crackling fire that burned at their center. Across thousands of years, one truth remained constant. Every shelter was perfectly suited to its environment. Nothing wasted, nothing random. Every design held knowledge: how wind moves, how heat escapes, how seasons change, how the land breathes. And through this understanding, North America's first peoples created homes that were efficient, sustainable, and deeply connected to nature. Today, modern architects look back at these shelters with awe. Their energy-efficient designs, natural materials, and environmental harmony are lessons the modern world is only now beginning to relearn. The evolution of shelter in North America is not just a story of survival. It is a story of intelligence, adaptation, creativity, and the ancient wisdom that still whispers through forests, plains, deserts, and snow. And long after empires rise and fall, these shelters, born from nature, shaped by human hands, perfected by generations, remain a testament to the brilliance of the people who built them.